else that your producing team, Katie Disler and the Zim, have been awesome. Thank you.
Thank
yes.
you.
As have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just absolute compassion, and it just means the world. Thank you.
Well, thank you. You know there are a lot of rumors
Sure.
out there right now, and you would like to address them head on, so I'll give it to you. Go ahead.
I have to, yeah. I'm here to admit that I am, in fact, HIV positive. And I have to put a stop to this onslaught, this barrage of attacks and of sub-truths and very harmful and mercurial stories that are about that threatening the health of so many others, which couldn't be farther from the truth.
I want to talk about those in a second. How many people have you told about this?
I've told enough that I trusted to be in the position and the situation that I'm in today.
People you thought you could trust at the time?
Absolutely, yeah.
How long have you known about this? When were you diagnosed?
Roughly 4 years ago. Yeah, it started with what I thought based on this series of cluster headaches and insane migraines and sweating the bed, completely drenched 2-3 nights in a row that I was emergency hospitalized. I thought I had a brain tumor. I thought it was over. After a battery of tests and spinal taps, all that crap, they walked in the room and said, "Boom, here's what's going on." It's a hard 3 letters to absorb, you know. It's a turning point in one's life.
4 years you have been trying to keep this secret.
Yeah.
And you have said that you have been the victim of betrayal and extortion. You told me that a lot of people have actually demanded money to stay silent about this.
That is true. Yeah, and I've paid those people. Not that many, but enough to where it is depleted the future.
How many people have you paid?
I don't want to guess wrong, but enough to bring it into the millions. And that's what people forget is that's money they're taking from my children. You know, they think it's just me, but I got 5 kids and a granddaughter. You know.
You wrote this to me in a letter and shared it with me yesterday. In and around this perplexing and difficult time, I dazedly chose or hired the companionship of unsavory and insipid types. I'm imagining prostitutes. Regardless of their saltless reputations, I always led with condoms and honesty when it came to my condition. Sadly, my truth soon became their treason as a deluge of blackmail and extortion took center stage in this circus of deceit. Were these people that you had had sexual contact with and were claiming that you had transmitted the virus to them, or were these people who simply found out about your status and were threatening to tell the world?
More the latter. For some reason, I trusted them. They were deep in my inner circle, and I thought that they could be helpful, and instead they, as I wrote, my trust turned to their treason.
So are we talking about lawsuits filed against you here, Charlie? Are we talking about shakedowns?
We're talking about shakedowns. Yeah.
Is it true that on at least one occasion you had a prostitute come over to your house who, after a sexual encounter, went into your bathroom and with a cell phone took an image of your antiretroviral medication?
That's correct, yeah.
And then threatened to sell that image to the tabloids?
Yes, this is after I told her that thank you for your time, we're not going to see each other anymore. It was after she spent the day at health food store buying me, herbal medications.
Are you still paying
to help me?
Are you still paying some of these people?
Not after today. I'm not.
So you think that by speaking this truth, you'll get out from under that?
That's my goal, and it's not. I mean, that's not my only goal. We'll talk more about that later. But no, I think I released myself from this prison today.
And it's interesting because these people kept coming over to your house. They kept gaining information that they then used, in your words, to extort you, and yet you continued the behavior. You kept bringing these unsavory types
Which is my part.
to your house.
Which is my part, absolutely.
And why?
Yeah.
Why would you make the same mistake over and over again?
Because I was so depressed by the condition that I was in that I wasn't. I was doing a lot of drugs. I was drinking way too much, and I was making really bad decisions. That part I own, 100%.
Have you knowingly, or even perhaps unknowingly, transmitted the HIV virus to someone else since your diagnosis?
Impossible. Impossible.
We're going to talk to your doctor with you in a second
I look
about
forward to
that.
it. Good.
Have you had unprotected sex on any occasion since your diagnosis?
Yes, but the two people that I did that with were under the care of my doctor, and they were completely warned ahead of time.
Have you, since the time of your diagnosis, told every one of your sexual partners, before you had a sexual encounter, that you were HIV positive?
Yes, I have.
No exception.
No exception.
Have you been involved, you know, if you look at the CDC website and they talk about the transmission of HIV, they talk about risky behaviors. Would it be fair to say that you have been involved in all of those risky behaviors?
Negative. No, you're talking about needles and that whole mess? No, definitely not.
Do you know how you contracted the virus?
Sitting here today,